Stop right there.
Take my money. This is all I have. Huh?
Look at this clown.
Hey guys, this is King, and this is my review of Shank 2 for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. Now, one thing you guys will notice about Mr. Shanky here is not only is he one badass dude who takes no shit from anybody, but the man is ultraviolet and he's welding a shotgun and chainsaw combination, King's personal favorite. But all aside guys, this game here is an over-the-top beat-em-up brawler that's a lot of fun, maybe kind of short, but you know what, the great thing about it is, it's great to see these kind of games in this generation.
Come on, man. Let's get the hell out of here. That was crazy stuff you pulled there. Are you part of the rebellion?
What rebellion?
The rebellion against Magnus's new army. The new army was supposed to eliminate cartels, but they just seem to be taking over where the cartels left off. Drug smuggling, kidnapping, and now murder.
We stand for freedom! We will destroy the radical guerrillas.
Now, Shank has a large arsenal of weapons that he can use at his disposal. Of course, you're only going to start off with one per category, but over time, you will unlock a shotgun, or maybe some Molotovs, or other different weapons, so you can go into any scenario very differently depending on how you mix things up. Now, Shank 2 has a very intuitive and smooth control scheme. You'll notice that you've got your Shanks, which are your fast attack, you've got a heavy attack, guns for range, also a grenade button, but of course also you have the pounce where you can fly from the air and pounce on somebody, you can grab somebody and toss them across, and you also have the right stick, which actually helps you roll out of the way of enemies attacking you from above or maybe in groups. Now, with the control scheme, like I said guys, the control scheme is incredibly smooth, very intuitive. You'll actually get really addicted to see how many combos that you can work in, because there's a nice little number that pops off on the right side of the screen showing you where you're at in terms of comboing. So like I said, the controls are A+ in my book. Now, Shank has a very interesting color scheme and of course also art direction. They decided to take this into a more comic book look, which I actually really enjoy. Everything always seems incredibly smooth and very intuitive, especially thanks to some really great controls. Now, it definitely has a look to it of a comic book look, but also sometimes I get this vibe and this theme of like a Quentin Tarantino movie or a Robert Rodriguez movie, with some of the moments like you saw before that go black and white, or just some of the themes of the ultra-violence or the, of course, over-the-top gore to the game. There's also, of course, different films that have inspired this game. As you'll notice by watching some of the footage, you'll actually be able to pick out certain things that you've seen in other films that have been brought into Shank 2.
Thanks, man. Here you go.
Shank 2 is the modern day Metal Slug, and what I mean by that is you'll beat a guy up and he'll drop his weapon, you can pick it up and use it against the next guy who comes along, or maybe you'll see a hostage that's tied up that you have to untie and he'll hook you up with something cool like our buddy from the past with the shotgun. But like I said, if you're a fan of Metal Slug, definitely check this out. This is more the modern day version of it, but I have to warn you, this game is only a couple hours long, so for $9.99 or 800 Microsoft points, or if you're like me, a PlayStation Plus member who got it free, I would definitely say it's worth the $9.99. Just remember, it's only a couple hours long, but there's lots of replay value to it. Outside of Shank 2's single player, there is a multiplayer that you can play with a friend on the couch right next to you or over the internet. And what it is a survival horde mode where you and a friend just survive wave after wave of enemies attacking while also preventing bomb makers from planting bombs on the packages that you're guarding. Yeah, it may not be Shank 1's co-op mode where you go through this entire single player, but it's still a lot of fun for a little while, especially adding just a little more to that 2-hour story mark, and there are 3 different scenarios that you can try to survive through.
Now that's teamwork.
I had an absolute blast with Shank 2, and sure, maybe the single player was only a little over 2 hours, and the co-op mode was not maybe as good as Shank 1, but it was still a lot of fun to play. I definitely still plan on going through Shank 2 again and again, because there are things that you unlock playing it through it multiple times. Of course, also, the control scheme was being just so super easy and smooth to use, and of course the comic book art style with the gore to it, and also the over-the-top action. That was the thing that made me want to see the game through, start to finish. A lot of times we pay $60 for games that only have 1 or 2 great moments, but I found that Shank 2 had a lot of great moments in that 2-hour time period. I would definitely pay $10 for Shank 2 or 800 Microsoft points, but you guys tell me in the comment section, how much would you guys pay for Shank 2? Would you pay $10? Would you pay less? Did you guys have a blast with the game? Please let me know. But this is King signing out saying, hey, thanks for watching the review, and I'll see you guys next time.